From the KBIA Newsroom in Columbia, I'm Tanner O'Neill Riley. Como Comunidad is hosting a drive to distribute resources to Hispanic and immigrant communities scared of gathering in large public spaces. These items represent culturally familiar products and food to distribute to families in need and will be collected throughout Hispanic Heritage Month. Janice Rivero Morris is the director of Escuelita Alegría, a Spanish immersion preschool collecting items for the drive.
Any food would be great, but what you're familiar with and what your little ones, for example, are used to eating, that's a way to help them even more in a difficult time.
Morris said the school has taken its own precautions to protect its students and staff since the immigration crackdown began, as even documented residents have fears of being racially profiled. Some Missouri businesses and farmers say they hope Congress raises the weight limit for trucks on U.S. highways. Jeff Reed is the president of the Missouri Cattlemen's Association. He says the current limit on interstates pushes ranchers like him onto state routes, and that an increased federal limit would keep his trucks off of smaller roads.
So the idea would be to get more of that heavier traffic back on the interstate system and be safer for everyone.
Critics point out heavier trucks cause a disproportionate amount of damage to roads and bridges. The Cattlemen's Association, along with some big box stores, want the limit increased from 80,000 to 90,000 pounds. Governor Mike Kehoe has denied a clemency request for a prisoner on Missouri's death row. This means Lance Shockley, who was convicted of a 2005 murder and later sentenced to death by a judge after a jury could not agree on a sentence, is scheduled to be executed tonight. Anti-death penalty activists have advocated for Shockley's clemency as he's maintained his innocence. In a statement, Kehoe says Shockley's conviction was upheld by several courts, including the Missouri and U.S. Supreme Courts. Missouri lost thousands of black teachers after school segregation became illegal, despite the growing number of black students in public schools. As Andrea Henderson reports from St. Louis, that's according to new research which suggests the loss of black teachers persists.
The new research shows that over 2,200 black educators lost their jobs from 1954 to 1970. Also, during integration, black educators face economic challenges and demotions. However, the report says that the number of black children in public schools increased, but there's still a growing gap between the number of black teachers and students in Missouri. Alyssa Ignishak co-authored the report.
It's about a full pipeline that has been narrowed by systemic inequities, the historical displacement, destabilization of communities. That's why we still see gaps in student-teacher racial parity.
Ignishak says the gap can start to close when black children are consistently offered equal access to education. I'm Andrea Henderson.
I'm Tanner O'Neill Riley, KBIA News, Columbia.